LMXBs, low mass radiation binaries. These are two stars circling each other or orbiting each other. And they are just binary stars, so two stars orbiting each other, but that is in this case by the LMXBs, or also the HMXBs, the high mass radiation binaries. That is not a white dwarf pulling in from a red dwarf, but it is a neutron star, or even a black hole pulling in from a red dwarf, a sun-like star, or even a blue star. And the difference between the main one between low mass and high mass X-ray binaries is whether the secondary star, the one from which is pulled in, is a smaller one, a red dwarf, or a bigger one, like a blue giant. Now it happens like that by the low mass. Is it now explained like that? Also the mechanism is a little bit differently explained in the book from the two. By the low mass X-ray binaries, where it is pulled in, and then it is not really forming as an accretion disk around it, or as already it was the case with a white dwarf, which is stronger pulling in as already just two normal suns. It has one white dwarf, and it's not really forming an accretion disk out of the gases pulled in around that neutron star or black hole. It is going around it and then hitting the surface. That happens already by white dwarfs, but a white dwarf is much bigger as a neutron star. There can be a white dwarf, and if a white dwarf has quite a lot of mass, then the white dwarf is falling strong onto it together. The white dwarf is standing completely with the shells of its atoms together, and if it has too much mass, then they're crashing the shells of the atoms and it's falling together, and the protons and the electrons of the atoms are fusing together to become additional neutrons, therefore neutron star. All the atoms of a white dwarf have fused together very, very much close together, 1,000 times smaller than a white dwarf. All have fused together to become almost completely neutrons, and that is a neutron star. So the pulled in gases are not circling around it, they are pulled in, and they can come much closer to the center of a gravity, which is also bigger because it has more mass, and they're coming very close to it, and because they're so close and not somewhere far away hitting the surface from the center of a gravity by white dwarfs, but very close, they are not just emitting ultraviolet light and visible light, but a lot of X-ray light, so very strongly. I can't get from the book if it's now also happening with black holes, if it is going around a black hole. But that is the thing. There's a neutron star pulling in from the red dwarf gases. They are not really going to it. They are then going to the surface, and because the neutron star is so small, has such a high gravity, they are very strongly hitting against it, and the kinetic energy of the movement of the gases going towards it is converted into the other energy and then coming out as X-rays. Therefore, low mass X-ray binaries. High mass X-ray binaries, there's also the mechanism a little bit differently explained. There's said that now the secondary star, which is the one orbiting from which the gases are pulled into the neutron star or black hole, is bigger, therefore high mass, like a blue sun. So a bigger one, and that one is now emitting by itself a lot of solar flares, way much more than the sun. These solar flares seem to go around the other star, the neutron star or the black hole, and then going around a rock or a ship, they seem to make a bow shock or something. They seem to go around and meet on the back side again. And if they were meeting, they are then pulled in by the neutron star or black hole and are then vigorously converted and emitted as X-ray radiation out. I don't know if now also by black holes. Now, in fact, it has a lot to do how now black holes were detected. Cygnus X-1 was the first one where there was something seen, that there is something invisible, a black hole, getting these solar flares of the other stars and pulling them in and probably emitting them then out, or it's just something sucking away which has a lot of mass. I think that is the way around. I don't get from the text if now black holes are also emitting the X-rays. But it is that now by Cygnus X-1, I think was the name, something is sucking away these solar flares and taking them to it, and therefore it has something to be. If it has a lot of mass, then it is a neutron star, more than the sun already, I think 3 times as much as the sun. If it is more than 3 or 5 times as much as a sun, that is a black hole. There's something invisible pulling in the gases of the other star, and that way black holes are, for example, detected. According to Mark A. Garlick's Cosmic Manigarie book on the pages 74 and 75. The positions of views expressed are the ones of the source and don't necessarily align with my own or with the ones of the entities spoken of.